Hello, my name is Rowlands, and in this video I'm going to talk about the top symptoms of copper toxicity. Copper toxicity is a very common problem today, although many doctors do not talk about copper toxicity or are even aware of it. Many of the reasons of this is because copper is very hard to test for. In fact, blood tests don't do a very good job. Hair mineral analysis is often the best way to ascertain whether someone has copper toxicity or not. And even then, copper can be often low on tests. Most people assume, therefore, that they do not have copper toxicity, but this is incorrect. In fact, there are around 27 hidden copper toxicity indicators. Our app over at www.hairanalysis.report will analyse all copper toxicity indicators from a hair mineral analysis test. Here are the top 10 symptoms of copper toxicity. Number 1. A racing mind. Probably the most common symptom of copper toxicity is a racing mind. Copper massively stimulates the brain and the sympathetic nervous system, causing a racing mind. Often, you know you have a racing mind because your mind will aimlessly fly around, not really settling on one idea. It also tends to consume you. It feels a little like a beehive has been placed on your head. Number 2. Skin problems. Copper is very much involved with the skin. An imbalance in copper regulation causes the skin to become dry. People also may have rashes. People with copper toxicity often have things like acne or rosacea or other skin disorders. Number 3. Insomnia and sleep disturbances. Similar to point 1, because copper has a large effect upon the brain, sleeping is often disturbed with those who have copper toxicity. Often, people have tried many different things to help with their sleep, but not much helps. Only balancing out copper through a correct healing program will their sleep return to normal. Number 4. Anxiety and fear. High copper in people causes anxiety and fear. Anxiety is an extremely common problem for people in the 21st century. And many do not realise that copper is often the hidden culprit. Often people will be on medication for years, and as soon as they come off it, their anxiety and fear increase again. This is usually because the hidden root problems like copper imbalances have not been fixed, and often become worse underneath on medication, making people even more fearful and anxious in the long run. Number 5. Candida and yeast infections. The body needs copper in the correct balance to manage yeast and candida. Candida is a natural fungi found in the body. When properly regulated, candida does not cause any problems for people and is part of a healthy gut flora. However, when it gets out of balance, people can feel spacey. They often have too much gas. They get things like dandruff and ear infections, all caused by candida. Copper is a natural antifungi and kills fungus very powerfully. Having a copper imbalance inhibits this natural antifungal process and causes a yeast and candida overload. Number 6. Derealization, depersonalization and detachment. These terms interchange with each other, but in simple terms it means a person who is detached from reality. Reality doesn't feel real. It's similar to looking at the world inside a motorcycle helmet. Everything feels distant. Interestingly, when the body is under stress, the body naturally raises copper in the brain. One of the reasons is to slightly detach a person from reality. It is actually a survival mechanism by the body. The body tries to detach itself from the world around it in order to get away from whatever stress an individual is in. This is actually one of the reasons why the body and mind gets depressed. It's actually a survival mechanism to slow a person down. So if you feel detached and foggy, often the cause is copper toxicity. Number 7. Bad PMS symptoms. One of the main complaints of copper toxicity are difficult premenstrual symptoms. Women often get cramps, intense anxiety, brain fog, heavy periods, and other difficult symptoms. This happens mildly to a degree, but when it becomes very intense, this is a sure sign of copper toxicity inside the body, making the symptoms worse. Number 8. Headaches and migraines. A very common symptom of copper toxicity are headaches and migraines. It is not entirely known why copper toxicity causes headaches and migraines, but often when people balance out their copper, their headaches and migraines stop. Also, interestingly, when people are removing copper from the body, they often get headaches. Luckily, when I had copper toxicity, I didn't have headaches. But when I was removing excess copper from the body, one of the symptoms I got temporarily whilst it was removed from the system was headaches. Number 9. White spots on fingernails. This is an indirect symptom of copper toxicity. White spots on fingernails is a sign of low zinc. Copper and zinc are linked together in the body like yin and yang. In general, when copper is high in the cells, zinc is low. White fingernail spots is a sure sign of low zinc. Therefore, it is very probable that you also have high copper. Number 10. Scoliosis, kyphosis and other bone disorders. Copper is very much involved with the connective tissue. Copper is needed to fix calcium to the bones and to build and repair all bones and connective tissue. When copper is toxic, this process is inhibited and goes on to cause many bone and connective tissue issues in the body, from spinal issues to gum disease, bone spurs, hair and nail loss and more. This is just a brief symptom list of copper toxicity symptoms. In reality, there are literally hundreds of symptoms that can be linked to copper. In fact, when running a health practice, you can almost guarantee that many symptoms my clients present to me are affiliated with some degree of copper toxicity. If you have a few of the symptoms on this list, it is highly probable that you also have some degree of copper toxicity in your cells. Copper toxicity isn't easy to balance. It needs a very precise healing program. If you're interested in starting a deep healing program to balance out copper, please email me at lewis@deephealingspace.com. If you have a hair analysis test and want to see all of your copper toxicity indicators as well as hundreds of other patterns, please visit www.hairanalysis.report and get a report today from the most advanced hair analysis reporting app on the internet. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and smash the bell. Signing up and sharing this video with your friends goes a long way to helping our channel and spreading the copper toxicity word. Thanks for watching and take care.